All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Random Wrestling Talk, episode number 22. Hope you guys enjoyed all those retro reviews I did today. And tonight we're doing, for episode 22, we are going over the top 5 best matches from 1997 to 2001 within WWE's Attitude Era. So we're going to do it the same way we did it last time, each person having an opportunity to present their match for each ranked setting. So starting off with number 5, I'm going to start off with Matthew, work my way down to myself. So after Matthew, John, you're next, and then I'm next. So Matt, go ahead.
Well, first off, I honestly didn't go through the entire list of 5 matches. I just thought of matches that I came to mind, and I just put them on there. So my number 5 is Rock versus Mankind in the empty arena match. I don't know if it was on what show it was on or what year it was.
It was on Sunday Night Heat.
All right, Sunday Night Heat. I just thought of the match. I like the concept of the fact that you have to clear the entire arena just to have a good old-fashioned brawl. And I know there are probably a lot better matches from the Attitude than that, but they just came to mind first. So.
Well, is there any storyline or anything noteworthy that made you want to put that in your top 5?
I just like an good old-fashioned brawl.
There was a lot of brawls between Mankind and The Rock. That was one of them, but they had some other good ones.
The first one that came to mind. I'm sure the Rumble match they had was probably a lot better. I'm sure there was a lot of other matches, but I'm saying that just first came to mind because honestly, I was not going to go on the network and fish through a bunch of matches to find some. I just came to mind. I put on the list first. And I did like
all
the
right,
concept.
sounds good, man. John?
I did like the concept of empty arena. All right, you go, John.
Yeah, that was pretty good. The other good note to put on that, which was also cool, is because they put it right on halftime show during the Super Bowl 33 between the Falcons and the Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay. So that was like
I'm
sure the halftime show at that the game was so boring, people just wanted to tune in to watch a good old-fashioned fight.
Yeah, I guess if you're into wrestling. So, John, you're next, man. What was your number 5 ranked pick out of 1997 to 2001?
Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at No Mercy 1999. I remember this being I haven't seen this match in a while, but I remember it being a very good back and forth match. I remember them fighting all over the arena and backstage, and I remember it being a very fun match to watch.
Did you say it was against Kane?
I said Triple H.
No,
Austin.
Triple H and Stone Cold.
Oh, okay, Stone Cold. I was thinking he was doing the whole... Okay, never mind.
What do you think?
Yeah, I have that movie,
Go ahead.
Pay-per-view on
I have
DVD?
No, VHS.
VHS too. So.
Wait, the No Mercy 99.
Yep. VHS.
I ain't have that.
Good pick. What was that, John?
Oh, I said I don't have that one.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good pick. That match was pretty damn good. Triple H actually won by pure help from The Rock. Rock was trying to hit Triple H with the sledgehammer, and he accidentally hit Stone Cold instead.
Yeah, that's what I forgot. Yeah, I remember that.
That was a pretty...
There was also that good match that was on the pay-per-view, that ladder match with the Hardys and Edge and Christian.
Well, which one's your number 5?
The Triple H and Austin match, but I was just saying that was another good match that was on that No Mercy show.
Oh,
okay. I was gonna say, you're doing what Matthew did last week.
I stand by that.
You stand by it. Okay, you do that. All right, whatever.
Don't worry. My list is not gonna be like that. I got 5 solid matches this time.
All right, great. I'm super excited for you, man. Anyway, anything else you want to add on your fifth pick, John, before we move on to me?
No.
All right, no problem. My fifth pick actually is going to be a surpriser. Simply because it happened on a SmackDown episode in 2001. Triple H defended the Intercontinental Championship against Jeff Hardy. Yeah. And at this time, Jeff Hardy was not exactly what you'd call a big-time superstar who probably would beat somebody like Triple H. And he still ended up winning the match and winning the title. I think that's probably the biggest reason why I picked this as my number 5, simply because of the fact it was unpredictable, unexpected, and it was just shocking to see that Jeff Hardy won the belt from Triple H and picked up a humongous victory like that in a main event spot on SmackDown. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Is this what
What's
started Jeff Hardy's single career in WWE, or is he still kind of a standard tag team wrestler?
No, he was a standard tag team wrestler. Matt Hardy at the time, I believe, was the European champion, though. Or later on that year, he would become the European champion. I'm not sure which. But I do remember that Matt Hardy becomes European champion during 2001. But Jeff Hardy, he picked up a huge victory. The audience was really behind. Really could not believe that Jeff Hardy went about doing what he did and picking up that humongous victory. I'll be right back. You guys do number 4 for each of you. Matt, you start off, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put myself on mute for a second.
All right. Well, while Bruce is gone, my number 4 is probably an obvious one. It's WrestleMania 17 with TLC 2. You know, yes, because that match is by far one of my favorite ladder matches, TLC matches, whatever you want to call, whatever the standard is. I mean, it is the pinnacle of tag team wrestling, in my opinion. The best tag team match, the best WWE tag team title match in history. And I, no matter how many times I see it, even if I at one point hated Edge when he was a heel, my jaw just drops every time I see him spear Jeff in midair.
Yeah. I could watch that match 1,000 times and never get bored of it.
I know. I mean, it was the show stealer for WrestleMania 17, except for maybe the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you view the two matches, either one could have been the show stealer.
Yeah. And that was the best out of the 3 TLC matches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bruce, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I was just saying that my number 4 is.
No, I heard what you were saying. I could still hear
Okay.
what you were saying, even though I was on mute. So it was
Alright,
the
then.
TLC 2001 match at WrestleMania 17. I know what you were talking about.
Okay.
It was
Alright, shoot, John.
17.
All right, shoot, John.
Pick out.
Huh?
They told me to shoot.
Well, he's referring to going next.
I didn't go to college, alright.
All right, 7.
So my number 4 has to be SmackDown 2000, Bull Buchanan versus Crash Holly.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Please explain, because that just flew over my head there.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Just kidding. I hate Bull Buchanan. He fucking sucked.
Not the only
Okay,
thing Bill
well, that's
Buchanan
enough
did.
trolling. Let's get down to the real number 4.
Hold on, Matthew. I got a good comment about Bill Buchanan. About the only thing that Bill Buchanan did in his career was being a sidekick to John Cena in the beginning of John Cena's career.
Was he B
Wasn't he
squared?
also a
or-
member of Right to Censor? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Yeah, he was right to censor, and he played as B2 with John Cena.
Yeah, I remember Cena's Cena's other guy. Yeah.
B
All right,
squared.
so John, go for it. What's your number 4, man?
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Dude Love from Over the Edge, 1998.
Really?
Yeah,
Please explain, man.
I thought that was a really entertaining match. I remember I hadn't watched it before, and I was watching the Stone Cold DVD, and I watched it. And it was a really great match. You had a lot of interferences going on with Vince and the Pat Patterson and Jerry Briscoe getting involved and everything. I think McMahon was the guest referee and kept trying to screw over Austin for the title. And of course,
Yeah.
Austin ends up getting the win, retaining the title, and the crowd, was hugely behind Austin. Austin was super over after winning the title Mania, unlike Roman Reigns, who's super not over after Mania. And Austin won the title, and it was awesome. Retained the title.
Yeah. That was a good match. I mean, wouldn't have been in my top 5, but hey, I mean, to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion. Like I said, me per se, I actually there was so many freaking matches that ran through my head trying to think of all the matches that occurred over the years. I was trying to think of Raw matches that I could think of to add in there, or SmackDown, and just like countless other matches that you can't even remember. So I mean, yeah, definitely that would be memorable because of how hard Vince McMahon was trying to get that title off of Stone Cold. And I said on my, I believe it was a Retro Raw review, I said that Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Vince McMahon's rivalry probably was the most well done storyline of all time out of any rivalry in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But my number 4 would actually have to be Bad Blood 1997 between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell. First time ever. 1, because it was the first time ever for a Hell in a Cell match. 2, it was the beginning, really, to be honest with you, as the Attitude Era. 3, there was a surprising ending with Kane showing up through this long drawn-out story that's being said that Undertaker had a brother, and he was burnt alive. Yeah, Matt, what's up?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but didn't Michaels basically run and hide throughout the entire match until he eventually got caught by Taker?
I mean, yeah, but even though he did all that, the match was still entertaining overall because of the story that was behind it. The rivalry that Taker and Shawn was developing. This was also including a number 1 contendership for the world title at Survivor Series, so that had another thing to do with it.
That's a whole different story about the Survivor Series.
Yeah, I was thinking about adding that in my top 5 because it was so controversial, but there was just so many others that I wanted to throw in there. And if I would have added the Survivor Series match, it would have been like number 1 or number 2. But I couldn't do it. The Survivor Series Screwjob in Montreal.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that one. All right.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. It was not something that there was just so many other matches that were great that I just could not throw that one in the top 5.
I'll tell you what, Bruce. If we ever do a top worst segment matches in history, I'm sure that will be number 1.
Okay.
Segment.
But anyway, continuing on, I don't know. I guess finishes to matches. I don't know. I fucking know what he's talking about. Well, it don't matter. But anyway, yeah. The thing is that they were. This rivalry was really good. There was also another story developing within the same story that Shawn Michaels was having with The Undertaker. And I mean, just everything
When he
was so damn
cost him,
cool.
sorry to interrupt or whatever, but when he cost
Yeah.
him the title at SummerSlam and he hit him with the chair or whatever.
Yep, that was another thing that was included into the storyline that was also the reason for them having this match. So I mean, it was just so much going on, so many stories being told, and all at the same time. And then the match itself was pretty decent for a first time ever Hell in a Cell match.
Decent.
So with all that being said, to me, it's well worth being in my top 5.
I thought it was better than decent. It was very good.
I think what Matthew said though. I mean, he does have a point. Shawn Michaels was running around a little too much in the match, which kind of made the match to me seem a little bit crappy. That's my only reason why I say it's okay. But as storyline goes and everything going on to leading into it, it was awesome. So I can't deny that it wasn't worth being in a top 5.
No, it's only number 4, so at least that's that.
Yeah.
All right, so Matt, what's your number 3?
Now, I had to really think hard on this number 3, but I eventually found it. And correct the date if I'm wrong, but I think it was a Raw episode. I think it was May 22nd, 2001. But I know it was basically Benoit and Jericho versus Stone Cold and Triple H.
Yeah. That's the correct date.
Stone Cold. What? Oh yeah, Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold and Triple H. Yeah, that was a pretty good match actually. Despite the fact Triple H had the injury.
I've heard people say this, but a lot of people say that this match is probably one of the best choreographic matches in Raw history.
Pornographic matches.
Best well-done matches. I could be wrong. People might be embellishing, but the fact, this is a match where Triple H blows his knee out, and yet he still continues wrestling.
John, get your mind out of the gutter, man. He said choreographed, not pornograph. Shit. Damn.
Yes.
That's just straight up fucking whacked out coming out of your mouth, man.
Okay, I don't know where he got that from, but yes, this is the match where Triple H blows his quad out and he's taken out, and of course Jericho goes on to becoming the very first undisputed champion. Yada,
that wasn't until December.
Yeah, that wasn't until December, Matthew.
I know, I'm saying, but Triple H is out of action, that builds up, of course, builds up the whole WrestleMania match.
I got you. We got you, man. We got you. You're all good.
And the fact that Triple H continued the match until the very end, even though it was put into the walls of Jericho, I'm sure with a blown out knee, that's probably gonna hurt like hell. So yeah, that's why I gotta give Triple H props for that.
Oh yeah, you gotta. He did an outstanding job trying to finish out that entire match with that injury. So, and he did it once before, and Shawn Michaels just stopped the match anyway in New Year's Revolution of 2007. So yeah. But anyway, John, let's move on to you, man. What was your number 3?
I'd probably have to say The Rock versus Mankind from the Royal Rumble '99. Y'all know this is the match when Mick Foley took the 10 or 12 unprotected chair shots to the head. And this match was real awesome. They're having a real good rivalry over the title. And yeah, it was a great match.
Yeah, that was a good match. That's actually my number 2. I'll get more into detail why I thought it was that good. But my number 3, actually, was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle for the WWF Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam of '01. Yes, you're going to say, well, there was no ending. What the fuck? Why would you pick
Come
that?
on, Brock
I remember when the
Booker T was better than that match.
no, it wasn't.
No, it was not.
I know.
It was a good match.
Throwing that there.
Brock and
remember-
Booker T was a good match. I can't deny that. It was a good match. It was a decent main event match. But the way this match, Stone Cold and Kurt Angle, they just played off each other so damn well. And they made each other, you know, there's always that saying that people have been saying lately. You know, you have these guys kick out of people's finishers all the time. It makes the finish look weak, yada, yada, yada. In this match, that statement does not apply because these guys beat the hell out of each other so severely, yet they showed so much, like, they presented this attitude that they couldn't give up, they couldn't surrender, they couldn't let go of that belt. And neither one of them hitting their finishers would let that title go. They wouldn't let the match end. They just kept kicking out and kicking out. They even kicked out of other moves. Kurt Angle was screaming like a wild man with the ankle lock with blood dripping down his face on the outside of the ring by the barricade. I mean, that was the most freaking memorable thing about this match. He's like, tap out, you son of a bitch! Woo! Screaming like Ric Flair. I mean, he's going all crazy. And this match revolutionized Kurt Angle as a character, too. He stopped acting like this pansy little Olympic hero guy, and he started acting like a badass wrestling machine type character. And he was just freaking awesome initially doing it, and he kept doing it all ever since, and it made him great. I just loved the match and the chaos that happened within it, with all the referees getting knocked out by Austin. It's just fucking
I always
hilarious.
remember when Nick Patrick came in and go for the cover on Austin with Kurt Angle. He counts 1, 2, and then he goes for the disqualification.
Yeah, and Kurt Angle just beat the hell out of
Yes.
Nick Patrick on that. And that was awesome, too. But the other thing that was funny is Jim Ross's reaction to Steve Austin when he actually hit all those referees. Is like, what the hell is he doing? You can't win the match without a referee. and Paul Heyman's going, he should be disqualified. That's the right thing to do. Austin's acting out of line, and Jim Ross is like, yeah, you would like that, wouldn't you? That way Austin could keep the title, you jerk off. I'm like, that is like the best back and forth commentary I have ever heard. And I don't even think Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross has had that kind of back and forth commentary, except for back at WrestleMania 19 with Booker T and Triple H, when Jerry Lawler was just talking complete smack and trash about Booker T. I mean, I thought that was funny as shit. I heard Booker T's mom gave birth to him on a pool table. He says, what? Jim Ross is like, where did you hear that information? He says, I got my sources. And then he's like, I went to the mall with Booker T and we got a pack of cigarettes. I'm like, what the fuck? But, I mean...
I'm surprised that Booker T would still go to a grocery store after that beatdown he received from Austin.
That's a good one. If we were to do, like, top 5 best segment moments of all time, that would be in the top 5.
Yep, that would be on there.
I thought it was funny the night after SummerSlam when Kurt Angle brought out the milk truck and sprayed everybody, and Jim Ross.
Oh, that was funny.
Milk-O-Mania.
That was good.
Wow.
I love that one.
Milk-O-Mania.
But yeah, I really think that 2001, the 2000s, even 99 saw its best moments in wrestling history. I mean, you got to see all kinds of crazy shit that happened during that time. But I'm done with mine. I pretty much really poured out everything I could possibly think of why I would rank this number 3. But number 2, Matthew, we're on to you. What's your number 2 match?
Going back to WrestleMania 14, Austin versus Michaels.
Why the hell would this
Ew.
match be your number 2?
Michaels couldn't even put out his best
Because
match
that
that night.
was a
Uh,
Because, I mean, for one thing, Austin winning the title pretty much started is another point when that kind of started the whole Attitude Era. Michaels, with his injuries, is going out. That leaves Triple H to take over DX and be pushed into the main event spots.
that took a year and a half for him to even be pushed in the main
Yeah,
event.
I'm still saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it opens the door for more people to get pushed now that Michaels is out. And
He's the
you
commissioner.
have to admit it was a good match.
It was
I've always
decent.
liked the match to begin with.
Matthew,
I
there's
mean-
one small problem. Everything you're saying is noteworthy. The only problem with that match, and I believe John would agree with me, is Shawn
What?
Michaels
Is it-
could not... Actually, John even said this, quite honestly, while you were talking, that Shawn Michaels could not produce a good enough match to the level that he's known of being at because of that damn back injury. And quite honestly, you could see it throughout the entire match, especially after he gets thrown into the turnbuckle. After that, he was just fucking done.
Like I said, I was thinking of matches, and I just made up this list. So I'm sorry if I didn't do any of the proper research of body and who gives a rat's ass. You don't like it? Then what's yours, guys? Number 2.
John, what's yours?
I think I'm next. I say Triple H versus Cactus Jack from Royal Rumble 2000.
Fuck, why didn't I think of that match?
Yeah,
That was a good match. I should have thought of that. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
very good match. You got to see the thumbnails, the tags and everything. And this is one of those matches that really legitimized Triple H as a credible, champion, Finn champion. Mick Foley really put him over as the believable champion. And it was a very good match, very good crowd. And that was it.
Alright. My number 2 actually was The Rock and Mankind. 1-on-1 for the World Heavyweight Championship. Almost said hardcore.
The World Hardcore Championship?
No. It's the World Heavyweight Championship in the I Quit match of the Royal Rumble.
That was mine.
To add on what you were saying, John, really, there's not a whole lot to go into detail about since you already had the opportunity to do that, and you ranked that as your number 3 instead of number 2. I rank it as number 2 specifically because of how brutal Mick Foley could take 17 chair shots to the fucking head.
17.
Not say, I quit. I mean, literally, he did not say, I quit, which quite honestly blew my mind. I mean, how in the world could anyone take that many shots and not say, I give up with this? This is pointless. I'm in a trap situation. There's nowhere I can go. I mean, Mick Foley just put him in a freaking concussion city, and that was the end of that. So they had to just make up some audio film that Mick Foley did hours before the event and use that to end it because Mick Foley refused to give up. And of course, that was part of the whole thing to make Mick Foley look really good, even though he lost. So I think that was pretty unbelievable, and that was actually, I believe, the match that really set Mick Foley back in his career and ended his career a lot sooner than it should have.
He wrestled for about 12 more years.
Well, he wasn't a full-time wrestler. He was just a part-time wrestler, and he did it once every couple of years.
Well,
and
he's
he
on TV as commissioner, too.
Yeah, but he wasn't wrestling. That's my point. He was able to contribute to the show, but he wasn't like full-time wrestling like he was in '99 and '98 and so forth.
I hear what you're saying.
Those chair shots he took. If you watch Beyond the Mat, that match is actually presented in that documentary. His wife and kids were crying and screaming for his safety, and they were worried sick he was going to die. They had no idea that he was actually going to be placed in that situation during the match. It was a complete shocker. Only Mick Foley and The Rock and Vince McMahon himself knew what was going to happen during this match, and his wife and kids were just screaming bloody murder. Like they were watching something that was supposed to be real or something, even though it was scripted. So
wrestling's fake. What they say?
Yeah, wrestling's fake. So what? They should have known everything was gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, they even just put those two together as a tag team, so they're all buddy.
Matthew, he suffered concussions, man. He suffered, I think, multiple concussions in that one match, and by the end of 1999, early 2000, he started having memory issues. He couldn't remember what the fuck was going on. Vince McMahon was worried about his own health, and he put him in one last match, which was the WrestleMania, and that No Way Out match was just their way of pretty much signaling his goodbyes. Overall. Oh, there you go. Alright, so now we're done with that rambling bullshit. Let's move on to number one. Matthew, what's your number one? This ought to be interesting.
Well, since you're talking about brutal punishment that Mick Foley can take, King of the Ring.
Damn it.
Need I say more? Hell in a Cell against Taker.
I was getting ready to say.
Wait. John, you got that as number one, too?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
So do
you
I.
Two, Bruce?
All three of us.
What?
All three of us. What are the odds?
That is just fucking unbelievable. That's really crazy.
Let's just all just chime in. Okay. One of the best Hell in a Cell matches in history. Number two.
The best.
Mick took a complete ass beating.
As always.
Yes, I mean, what Shane McMahon did with just dropping off the cell at last year's WrestleMania, you can't even compare to what Mick went through. He was chucked off the cell onto the announce table.
All right, Matthew, if you keep going on with all the information and details...
Okay, all right, John, you chime in now. Okay, that's my 2 cents.
All right, John, go for it. Give some of your detail. No, go for it, man.
You got to see Mick Foley, go off top of the cell. What was it, like 15, 20 feet through the announce table? It was awesome. He got chokeslammed off the cell. And lost his tooth.
Yep. That was the infamous belief that Mick Foley was smiling in pain like he was a masochist.
Hello?
Keep going? All right.
I thought it was your turn next. It was your turn.
He had a tooth in his nose and smiling like he was a masochist. Jerry Lawler doing an outstanding commentary on describing how Mick Foley was. And he says, this guy's fucking sick. He actually likes this. He's smiling. Look at the sick bastard. And that one thing that Jerry Lawler said, he says, that's it, he's dead, after he fell off the top of the cell and got chokeslammed through it. I mean, I have never seen somebody land so high up in the air multiple times like Mick Foley did. I don't think anyone in wrestling history has done that at all, as many times as Mick Foley did in one match. I think that is a historical fact about Mick Foley in comparison to anybody else. I mean, Shane McMahon, he's jumped from very high levels to do crazy-ass stunts, but he never got chokeslammed through a cell onto the mat, landing back first of his skull into the mat with a chair hitting him, no less, I think.
Didn't the mat kind of cave in with that? I'm trying to remember if it did.
That was at No Way Out. With Triple H.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, that was also a good match. That's funny that none of us even mentioned it in the top 5. That was a fucking awesome match too. But yeah, Mick Foley falling off the top of the damn cell was just unbelievable. Everything on this was unbelievable. John, give us a little insight what you thought about the storyline going into this.
I don't remember the storyline. What was it? I haven't really seen the match much of time.
Oh. So you know about a match that you have no idea about the storyline. That's a good one.
Well,
Alright.
Well, sorry, Booster. I didn't bother looking through the match, too, because I was just too busy with shit.
Well,
I'm sure you got
None
all the
of these matches I actually looked up. I never looked them up. I never watched any of them. Well, I watched them before in my past history, but I never took the time throughout the entire week from when we decided to do this to now to actually look through every single match and check it out. Well, I did this all based out of memory. So, here's the deal with the storyline.
I did too.
Storyline, I believe, was that Mick Foley cost Undertaker the WWF #1 contendership against his brother, Kane, on a Monday Night Raw episode. So that led to Taker getting extremely pissed off about that, and it just led into a Hell in a Cell match. There you go.
Alright.
I guess not very big-time hype-up towards a pay-per-view for a rivalry, I guess you could say.
Well, they've also had other rivalry situations between Taker and Mankind, Mick Foley, so that kind of could have helped build on that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's very true. Alright, so one other thing before we close out, there is one other thing I want to close out the show with. What's that, John?
I just want to show you guys something.
Sure.
I went and hit up my local store and actually got some good wrestling stuff I've been watching this past week. This is when TNA was actually good. I got Slammiversary 07.
Oh, Slammiversary? That's a good one.
Which one?
2007, Matt.
I
got Bound for Glory 07.
Got that.
That's the best Bound for Glory of all time.
Yep.
And I got Armageddon 02.
That was a good pay-per-view, too. You have the network, don't you?
Yeah.
Why the hell did you go out and waste the money on that fucking WWE shit when you can watch any one of them for only $9.99?
In case he decides to drop the network.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the network pretty soon.
Oh, really? Damn. Well,
special features
here's something I wanted. What's that, John?
You get special features on it.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing humongous about it, but true nonetheless. Now, there is one topic I want to talk about before we close the show today.
Is reviews?
The what?
Is it the NXT reviews?
You and the fucking NXT. I'll do it when I feel like it, alright? Shut the hell up. Alright? I'll come around to it at some point to please your freaking mind. This crazy mofo, man, goes on every retro review. And he goes, why don't you do an NXT review? Why don't you do an NXT review? I should have wrote in one of the comments, why don't you shut the hell up?
Hey, at least I left comments.
Yo, John, why are you on mute, man?
He's probably taking care of something real quick. That's probably why.
Well, I'm going to ask you this question. When John gets back on with the mic, I'm going to ask him the same thing.
All right.
What's your thoughts on this? I went ahead and was listening to JD's podcast of the Raw Review, and he mentions that he found out rumors that Triple H is the one that's behind Roman Reigns to get over and stay as a WWE champion, and it's really Vince McMahon who wants Roman Reigns to get lost and no longer be champion. He's fed up of Triple H, or fed up of Roman Reigns, and he don't think that he's a failed project. What do you think of those rumors? Do you think it's true, or you think it's a crock of shit?
I honestly don't. I don't know. I mean, did it look like Triple H was trying to put over Reigns in their match? Because that could have been a factor. I mean, if he wants to put Reigns on, because don't forget Reigns is from NXT, so he probably wants to have NXT guys be pushed into the title picture and whatever. But honestly, if Vince is fed up with Roman Reigns because he actually realized that the fans hate him.
Matt, hold on a sec. Let me explain to what we're talking about here, and then Matthew's just explained, because I asked him this question. I'm going to ask you the same thing, but once he's done, I'll let you answer this question. My question was that there was a rumor that JD has come across from and he mentions this on his Raw review. He says that he came across rumors that there's a possibility that it's Triple H that's backing up Roman Reigns staying as WWE champion, and Vince McMahon is actually totally against the idea of Roman Reigns remaining champion because he feels that he's a failed project and he thinks that he should move on to a new person to take over that spot. Now, I'm asking Matt, and I'm going to let him finish, but my question to you after he finishes is, do you believe those rumors? But let's let Matt finish, and then we'll get back to you, okay?
Okay, as I was saying, if Vince has actually opened his eyes and realized that Roman Reigns is a complete, utter failure, then in all my time I thought Vince was a senile, crippled bastard, doesn't know shit about wrestling. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I mean, I don't care if who hates Roman Reigns, who wants. I just want to see him gone from the title picture. So if Vince wants to act, yeah, I just want him gone. Period. So if Vince wants to act his supreme godly authority and fire Roman Reigns, then more power to him.
All right, John, you go ahead and answer the question.
No, that's not true. Vince is fucking Roman Reigns backstage. They're hugging and kissing and shit. I know Vince is fucking. He's fucking jerking it to Roman Reigns backstage. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't see it.
No,
here's my reality.
It's probably the other way around.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here's the bottom line, folks. If you believe into that fucking rumor, and I hope JD doesn't buy into that, because the honest truth is that Vince, there is a little secret out in the WWE world. Vince McMahon's actually the owner of WWE.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And if his decision is, I don't want Roman Reigns as the WWE champion, well, he could strip him of the belt instantly, and it doesn't even have to make sense. Granted, as we all can see in the current WWE product, nothing fucking makes sense anyway. So you could just strip him of the belt no matter what and say, fuck you, kid. You suck, see ya, and have a good day. There's the door, and let it hit you in the ass.
And actually, I'm pretty sure you heard about this, but you heard about Vince sold $2 million of WWE's ownership or something like that?
It was $30 million. He sold $30 million of WWE stock money.
But
Guess he's
he
gone
sold
broke.
stocks.
Yes, no DQ. They have a headline article of that, Matt. Check it out. You won't fucking believe it.
I guess he needed some extra cash
Oh,
for
tell me that.
Roman Reigns
Tell me
ain't
what's
drawing
happening.
much or something.
I don't know, man. I think that guy's a fucking douche. The only thing he's got going for him with me is the network because of the retro episodes that I could watch and check out good wrestling from back in the day.
The
And
video
yes,
library.
Matt, and the NXT. It's just mind-boggling how one show can be great. That's a minor league show, and then you have the fucking WWE main roster that sucks complete and utter cock. So, I don't know, man. To me, it's all ass backwards. As I've said countless times, again and again, it's like saying that the fucking Canadian Football League is better than the NFL.
Well,
Canadian
in some retrospect, it might be. Who knows?
Matthew, I've watched the Canadian Football League, and let me put it to you this way. It fucking sucks. Okay?
Well,
It fucking sucks.
that's what the main roster's doing right now. So what you need to do is stop watching the Canadian Football League, a.k.a. the main roster, and start watching the NFL, a.k.a. NXT. Get your head out of your ass.
And you start
You
watching
got it all
TNA.
backwards, my friend. Matthew, you got it all backwards. What were you saying, John? I'm sorry.
No. I got it right on. The main
Matt,
roster
John,
is-
what did you say?
I said you need to start watching TNA.
Oh, God, no.
Now that's real minor league shit.
No, because if we were to watch TNA, that means we'd have to stop doing this show, and I don't want to.
You start watching NXTNA. That's what it's called now. NXTNA.
Yeah, that's what it really should be called. The fucking show's turning into TNA, NXT. That's another reason why it's like, what's the fucking point? Put them all on the fucking main roster.
I wonder when Dixie Carter's
If you're gonna
show
take
from
all the,
NXT.
well, I'll be quite honest with you guys. If you're gonna take all of NXT's fucking talent or TNA's talent and put them on WWE's main roster or the NXT brand, why not just go ahead and buy out TNA so we can actually watch some good old-fashioned TNA shows that was fucking cool back in the day?
Because it's not worth the jar of pennies that Vince is going to spend in to buy it.
Plus,
You don't have to spend shit.
I heard Dixie Carter doesn't want to sell it.
Oh, she doesn't? She's gonna go bankrupt, that bitch.
She just wants to, watch the ship sink when it hits the iceberg.
Well, I'm telling you guys, that bitch is gonna go broke, man. She's gonna be like, where did all my money go? I don't understand what happened. It's really horrible what happened to me.
Hey, at least Ted Turner was smart enough to wash his hands and walk away.
Yeah, after he lost millions and millions and maybe even billions of dollars. And the only reason why he did that was because AOL did not want nothing to do with him if he wanted to be associated with wrestling.
Well,
that's the only reason why he left.
Well, he's still rich. I mean, I'm sure Dixie is not doing too well currently.
No.
No, she saves her money. She just doesn't pay her workers. I'm not kidding you. There's an article on NoDQ.com too, under the independent wrestling circuit column, where there's actually an article, a headline that states that she's possibly not paying her workers again. I don't know if it's the wrestlers or it's just the camera guys, production guys, things of that sort. I don't know which one it is, but there's claim that she might not be paying them again for whatever fucked up reason. I don't know.
Or it just says, fuck it, I need some money.
I don't know, man. Paul Heyman was one thing. I mean, Paul Heyman's situation was a lot different than, Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter has a shitload of money. For her to be doing that giving all this money to these guys and then not paying all of their workers the way they're supposed to, that just shows one thing: she don't know how to budget money, she don't know how to count, and she don't know how to do math. Because she has more money than what Paul Heyman ever had, and the only reason why Paul Heyman couldn't pay his workers is because he didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, Dixie Carter can go piss up a rope, suck a humongo cock, and have a good day. Because she don't know shit about wrestling. She don't even know how to fucking do math with money.
Who made her president of TNA anyway?
I believe that she funded the money to Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was the founder. His wife, I believe, probably knew her some way or somehow. Dixie Carter was willing to fund him the money, and eventually she just led her way into it very slowly and started playing a major role into the company instead of Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett gave up his stocks, I guess, eventually. He didn't like the way the company was going, and he said, "Bon voyage, see you later, fuck this shit, I'm gone." I think after Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff came along, his attitude was, okay, I had enough of stressing myself out and pulling my hair out of my head trying to figure out what the fuck to do to be competitive with WWE and be as big as they are. So fuck it. You want to take Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff? Go for it. I don't give a shit. I'll just go along with the ride, and whatever happens, happens, and I'll wash my hands clean of this shit and walk away eventually, and that's what he does.
That's why I think he does that Global Force Wrestling now, whatever.
Yeah, and it's not nothing. I don't hear anything about it anymore. There's not a lot of advertisement on YouTube about it, and I don't know what fucking channel they're on. I don't know diddly shit about them.
That's where Damian Sandow's going.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw it online.
Oh, this ought to be funny. Damian Sandow, part of Global Force Wrestling. What he's going to do? He's going to go ahead and actually be the savior of the masses and go ahead and talk about how intelligent he is, like the fucking dumbass that they made him out to be on WWE. That motherfucker never had a chance. Not once. And he actually worked with them in 2004 or 2005 on SmackDown, and he looked like an idiot then, too.
Wait, he did? What was he doing?
Yeah, he did. He, for a small period of time, he was on WWE SmackDown as a tag team partner with somebody, and he went nowhere with it. He was there for a couple of weeks and then gone. That was it. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of what it was. I believe I saw him on a pay-per-view match of SmackDown when they had the brand extension shit. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, fuck, you don't even know. You didn't know from him in 2004. I happened to just get lucky to come across his fucking face on my television screen off of one of my wrestling DVDs or one of the wrestling pay-per-views I saw off of the network. And there he is, showing right in front of my eyes. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did he come from? I guess he worked in the company at one point. Ryback, he was actually in the company. He was in the company in 2004.
Yeah.
Josh Matthews was part of Tough Enough in 2001. The first Tough Enough ever.
Maybe.
So, yep. He was the finalist, actually, Josh Matthews. He could have won.
We didn't.
Nope. And Josh Matthews never was a wrestler. He became a fucking color commentator and a fucking backstage announcer. Now he's a joked out fucking lead announcer on WWE or TNA.
TNA.
Yeah, I know.
Burke.
Yeah.
What an awful commentary team, man.
Well, actually, it couldn't get any worse than fucking Michael Cole, Brian Saxon, JBL. God, every time I hear Michael Cole, I just want to take a gun and blow my ears out.
I wish there was a Well, sure there's a button I can press that's it.
I don't know.
Turn commentary
You're
off.
praising Michael Cole on your retro reviews.
No, I'm not.
Yes, I like you're praising his work in your retro reviews.
Dude, one of my retro reviews from 1999's Raw review, I said, my God, I now realize why Michael Cole sucks. He can't help build shit with his announcing skills. His announcing skills are horrible. There's no way he does anything that helps build anything that goes on the television screen. That's what an announcer's job is supposed to be. Being able to help build a pay-per-view no matter how shitty it might look. I mean, you look at Ranallo, motherfucker can help make a piece of shit be entertaining.
I hate that guy.
Who?
Ranallo. Mario Ranallo. Whatever his
You
name
don't
is.
like him?
Nah.
No, he's a Cole man through and through.
Yeah.
Are you serious, John? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sick
I
of
ain't buying
everybody
that.
just coming up his ass saying he's so awesome. Like, he ain't that great. Jesus.
I don't know, man. I think Mauro Ranallo is as real as you can get because he actually does real sports announcing with real sports. So, I mean, that's why I think he's a great commentator. He reminds me a little of Jim Ross in some ways, and then other ways he just seems to be himself. But there's been people on YouTube that have said Ranallo could make a fucking turd look good on television, and it could do nothing, and people would still be entertained by it. In comparison to what Michael
Bruce, that's the level of what kind of stuff that's happening in WWE right now. It's nothing more than a giant turd. It just needs some.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you literally took a turd, put it right in the middle of the ring, and you had Michael Cole do an announcing type deal to help build this turd into something in the audience eyes, and then took Ranallo.
Michael Cole to talk about Michael Cole.
Well, what I'm saying is that if you took Michael Cole and allowed him to hype up and build a piece of turd, and then allowed Ranallo to do the same thing, Ranallo would be more entertaining than Michael Cole could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Eric Bischoff was a better announcer than Michael Cole could ever be. Here's something that blew my mind. I don't know if you watched this, John, on the Monday Night Wars, which actually was a very good factual show that they did in getting in deep inside the what happened between WCW and WWE for the ratings. But before they started, Eric Bischoff actually had an audition to be an announcer, and they had him interview a broom.
Oh, I remember that.
Eric Bischoff, he said that I could not believe that they had me interview a fucking broom. What was I going to say to a broom? Now, when I thought of that, I thought of Perry Saturn going, Moppy!
Well, there's also, Al Snow talking to his head. He made that thing.
Yeah, that
He made
too.
that thing.
He was giving it head.
Yeah, but the thing was about Al Snow's head thing, it was referred to as getting a blowjob, man. That's what made the freaking character Head as a good character. Because it was I mean, like, the freaking theme song is like, what does everyone want? Head! What does everybody need? Head! I mean, it was simple. He was referring to getting them fucking oral sex to your dick.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, it was fucking funny as shit. That's why that got over, but the whole Eric Bischoff
dirty jokes. That's what WWE needs to go back to. Go back to dirty jokes.
Oh, but they're PG. They can't do that. It's
Yeah,
beyond their
Oh,
religion.
yeah,
PG
yeah.
5-year-old bullshit. Because only a 5-year-old can
Yeah, I
be
mean,
entertained by this crap. Is there anyone stupid enough to believe
I
in this
just
shit?
I just can't deal with it anymore. That's why I last night I didn't watch it, and I ain't watching it from now on until I hear that it's changed and it's gotten better by guys like Joe Cronin and JD, because they know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to wrestling. I agree with a
Yeah,
lot of their opinions.
yeah.
So you're not gonna watch Raw, but you'll still watch those two guys' reviews to get an idea of what the show is.
Yeah, you know how
Alright.
many people have said that their reviews are better than the actual Raw itself? Not to mention they're a lot shorter than fucking Monday
3
Night Raw. At
hours.
least they don't do 3 hours of boredom.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm doing what I did in 2009, fall of 2009, when I stopped watching wrestling and didn't watch again until like 2011.
Oh, wow. What possessed you to want to watch 2011? Because I thought
CM Punk.
2009 was a bit better.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I started watching a little bit in 2011 was because of CM Punk.
That called it.
Other
Well, it's
than
kind of
that,
obvious. He's got the photo of CM Punk as his profile picture. My God.
he's not my favorite of all time. One of my favorites, but
Oh, speaking of Punk, have you guys heard about the news about his UFC career?
yeah, he's not
Or
progressing
lack
well
of?
as a fighter.
Yep. I can't believe it. I really feel, in a way, I feel bad for him. I really do. And I didn't have too much sympathy for him because of what he did. I think what he did was a little unprofessional, but I understood where he's coming from his point of
Hey, what do you
view.
do? What do you do
He
that was
he
unprofessional?
he jumped up, said fuck this, broke his contract and everything without finishing it. It was supposed to be done in July. He had about 6, 7 more months left on his contract, but based on what he was saying, if what he was saying was true, he had every right to walk out because of his health reasons. But if anything else,
Well, he did have that giant
transition
ball on his
back.
back.
Yeah, that
Killing
if you
him.
tried to look for that ball on his back throughout 2013, that's when he said he started developing it. You won't find a fucking thing. But then you watch 2014 Survivor Series, you will see humongous fucking ball on Kane's back. It was a staph infection. And that's what CM Punk was complaining about, that he was competing with a staph infection on his lower back. Supposedly.
Yeah, we had to go look that up to prove whether it's fact. We even did a video on that.
Yeah, I looked that shit up. I tried to see if maybe he was telling the truth, because at first I thought he was. But then when I look at it, it's like, there's like no ball, there's nothing. His back looks fine. Not a fucking thing wrong with him. You look at Kane's back, you see a fucking humongous ball on the center of his back. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to believe here? Except CM Punk was just bitching and moaning about the fact that he wasn't getting what he wanted. He wanted to be the world champion, to face Daniel Bryan and lose the title to Daniel Bryan, which wouldn't have been a bad fucking match for WrestleMania 30, I'll tell you that much. That'd have been like watching Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're trying to do that one little bullshit where I think he was supposed to fight Triple H or whatever. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, what I think Vince McMahon wanted to do was I think he felt probably bad what he did to CM Punk back in the day in 2011. Maybe he felt that he was wrong for what he did, so he wanted to give him retribution and beat Triple H in like a WrestleMania moment. So I think that's the reason why Vince McMahon was going for that. Which, to be quite honest with you, that's not a bad thing to do. But with all that being said and done, CM Punk's career in WWE, CM Punk was even saying his body was wearing down. He wanted to get to a point where if he either was being a part-time worker or work in the UFC and do something, or work as a comic book guy because he's good at drawing stuff and doing things of that sort, instead of throwing his body around anymore, because he really couldn't handle it on a full-time basis. So he really was at that point in his career where he said, I just want to have my one big moment before I have to hang off my boots and say goodbye. And Vince McMahon didn't want to give that to him. He didn't want to allow him to be the World Heavyweight Champion, be the heel character, go into WrestleMania, and lose the belt to Daniel Bryan. And that's what he wanted to do. And I thought that one day we would see a Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk main event match, but it just seems, and JD has mentioned this many times on his own show, Vince McMahon, if you're an independent wrestling guy, he will feed you to whoever he wants you to be fed to so that you can help them look good.
Yeah, just look what they're doing to AJ.
Oh, that is fucking ridiculous. Can you believe what they're doing with AJ Styles, man?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Make him look
fucking
like a
disgusting.
useless piece of shit.
Yeah, and he looked like a fucking 5-star $1 million man in New Japan. I mean, he looked like he was worth He was worth millions, like CM Punk in New Japan. And WWE, he looks worse than TNA. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
They won't let him use the Styles Clash, which you can chop it off to concussion problems, whatever you want. I find it kind of bullshit, but the fact that they're gonna bury him to Reigns is BS.
Hope he uses it on Reigns and drops him on his fucking neck.
To be quite honest with you, JD has mentioned this on his videos, and I'll even agree with him on it. I don't give a fuck really what happens at Extreme Rules. I know what's gonna happen. We're all gonna get what we don't want, and that's Roman Reigns winning. So who fucking cares?
Yeah, Roman Reigns is gonna beat AJ Styles, retain the title, and Vince is gonna be jerking his dick backstage to it.
Probably. About the only thing you probably could look forward to is maybe you'll get some good action within the match itself, but the results you're not gonna like. So who fucking cares?
Yeah, mate, you probably gonna use stupid interference with the Usos and the club. AJ's.
Oh yeah, the club and the Usos are going to be at ringside during this Extreme Rules match.
Oh, that's exciting.
How that's going to turn out.
That's so exciting, Bruce. I can't wait for that, man. It's going to make it so unpredictable.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I'm going to sit on my beanbag chair and jerk myself off silly to seeing Roman Reigns win the freaking World Championship and retain it and go, oh, yay! I'm so excited. He's so horrible at wrestling. I said this on my retro review on WCW Nitro. I even mentioned this. I said that fucking Roman Reigns reminds me of Lex Luger, a talented nobody who can't even fucking do any other moves but the same fucking thing over and over again. Clothesline after clothesline after clothesline and punches. Who fucking cares? You suck. Get lost. At least Vince McMahon did it right with Lex Luger. The only thing Lex Luger did in WWE with Yokozuna, of all people, which was another talented douche, the only thing he had going for him was his overweight size and he could move around pretty good, is he had his only moment that Lex Luger had in WWE was in SummerSlam of '93. Yeah. He wins a count-out against Yokozuna.
Yeah.
I mean...
That was awful. You celebrate like you won the title or something.
Yeah, I know. That was another dumb thing. You have Vince McMahon in the background on the microphone as a commentator going, Yokozuna lost. He couldn't answer the count at 10 and get back in the ring. Oh, my God. I'm like, you guys act like he just won. When I was a kid, I thought he actually won the title. I'm like, watching this as a young kid, I think it was about 9, 10 years old, and I'm like, wait a second, why are they getting all excited? He didn't win the title, or did he? I'm not sure. I'm confused.
I heard that Lex Luger was actually supposed to win the title, but the locker room was, doing like a revolt if he won the title because it was supposed to be Bret Hart becoming a new face, and they're pushing Luger to become a new face. So Vince was forced to not have him win the title or something like that.
Well, thank God. I wish they'd do the same thing with Roman Reigns, but I guess apparently these fucking morons.
The locker room today is just a bunch of pussies.
Oh yeah, I know. And that's another thing that Vince McMahon has said in countless on that podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said that, you know, the guys of today, in comparison with what you guys did, Austin, and guys like yourself, they didn't voice their opinion. They just did what they do what they're told. They don't have any companionship. They don't, you know, act as a team. They're all a bunch of fucking individuals that just care about one thing, themselves. And he don't like that, he said. So, you know, whatever. And that's just my attitude. And I agree with him at this point. But Vince McMahon really needs to get his head out of his ass and stop getting convinced that this guy Roman Reigns is the guy for WWE to help produce his show and make it into what it should be, and that's entertaining,
Yeah.
and worth everybody's time to watch 3 hours of Raw, because that's a lot of fucking time to be watching one episode every single week after week for that shit. I mean, it's one thing to do it with a pay-per-view because it's only once a month, but to do it on a weekly basis, just mind-boggling and really fucking boring as shit. But anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about before we hang up?
I want to talk about
That's pretty much done.
how they're calling it the club instead of the Bullet Club, even though I think it's the trademark or something.
No, it's not even that. Well, they could call it Bulletproof.
I think
that would be okay too. They would be able to get away with that. The reason why they're just calling it the club is not because of copyright infringement by calling it Bulletproof, but because Vince McMahon does not like using the word bullet.
Wow.
Because his
Okay,
show
why not
is
just call it the Ammo
TV.
Club?
The what club?
Ammo Club.
Ammo Club.
The Animal Club?
Ammo.
Again, anything expressing violence with guns is not what Vince McMahon wants to use.
But you know, Vince, he probably
So the word
wants
ammo, bullet, any of that
wants to trademark
is
it.
I want
not
to call it the Glock Club.
the what?
The Glock Club.
The cock club.
Again, you're mentioning about a gun, a specific type of gun. It's not
Oh,
gonna work.
He needs to grow some. He needs to grow some, grapefruits and take a risk.
You mean
to the-
change
beat
the
it to the
shit to
pins.
TV-14?
The club.
Is that what
No,
you're saying? Change
Make Raw good. Go TVMA or something.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
it
where
could
Paul
be-
Heyman comes in.
Hey, it could be worse. You could call it AJ's Clubhouse or something bullshit.
Oh my God.
AJ's Clubhouse.
Oh man, JD, when he talks about that, the name of that group, the club, he's like, what are they really referring to? Are they referring to Club Sandwich? Are they referring to Club of Losers? I mean, like, what the
Club
fuck are they
Crackers.
referring to when they call it the club?
Club Crackers.
Yeah, that's what he also mentioned, I think. Club Crackers? Whatever.
I think Vince just wants to trademark the club or something.
He
Again-
mentions that...
Again, once Finn comes around, they finally form the Balor Club. Maybe that'll probably be something. But until then, it's just going to be downhill boredom.
Let me put it this way, Matthew. While John's dealing with whatever's going on in his house.
Yeah.
I have to say this much. I think whatever they do with this storyline is pointless at this point. Simple.
It's
because
already
the
been
fact-
dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, JD even mentions this on his video last night for Raw Review. He even says, they have this, they changed the name from the family to the bloodline. He says the new name should be changed from Bloodline to Flatline because this fucking storyline is as dead as fucking dead can get. And I'm dead serious. I am in 100 agreement with him on that subject.
What happened to the good old days when factions actually meant something? Now it's just bullshit.
Nothing on WWE's current product does mean anything. It means nothing. It's pointless bullshit. Anyway, is there anything else you guys want to discuss? Because if not, I'd like to just close out the show with you guys. It was a pleasure doing it with you. But is there anything else before I do that?
I'm good. I pretty
I'm good.
much covered everything.
We just gotta,
Do
Alright,
you
John.
guys have a topic for next week, or are we just gonna wing it?
no, we're just gonna
I'll
fuck
get.
around it. Maybe just fucking babble about bullshit, random shit. Maybe talk about how much Roman Reigns fucking sucks, how much Extreme Rules fucking sucked, and it's probably
Yeah,
better.
we can talk about. You know what?
We'll
I don't
just
really
rant.
fucking
We'll just do
care.
a 4-hour rant.
Just rant.
No, what we'll do. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot some BS. We're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about Extreme Rules because I want to do the review with all three of you. And to be quite honest with you guys, I don't really give a rat's butt about doing this review on time so I can get a shitload of views on that episode for that review. I don't really care. If I do decide to do it anyway, we'll still do the fucking review anyhow on this
Okay,
show.
fine.
So,
You do this, Bruce. You take care, if you feel like it, take care of the little review, get that out of the way, and then next week we'll do the rant. Because we know
I mean,
the show's going to be shit. It's pretty
Yeah.
much written in stone.
Speaking of it,
I think our show with the few reviews that we get are more entertaining than the bullshit we're gonna be watching on Sunday night.
Yeah. Another thing, why do they call this pay-per-view Extreme Rules? Every match is supposed to be, have a stipulation. Not every match has a stipulation. Only like some of the few matches do. I mean, I don't think the
The only match that doesn't have some sort of stipulation in some manner is the U.S. title. Everything else sort of has, or it's at least a specialty match. But
Baron
otherwise,
Corbin,
it
Dolph
is
Ziggler is
kind of
enough. Hold on. Before we hang this show up, I just want to point this out. The stipulations of these matches have Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
boring.
Oh, no DQ.
There's an Extreme Rules match for the World Championship.
Who gives
A regular tag team match. A regular fucking singles match for the U.S. title. So two of those matches are
Fuck
nothing.
that shit.
And then we have the Fatal
not even
4-Way
Extreme.
match. Huh?
It's not even Extreme. They should just drop the Extreme. It's not Extreme.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
should just call it the emergency room, because that's where they're sitting their fans. Because
It's
they're
called
pretty much
PG Rules or
flat.
something. Get rid of Extreme, call it PG Rules or something.
Quite honest with you, I really believe they should just drop fucking Extreme Rules. Put Payback as like the new version of Backlash, and be done with Extreme Rules, because Extreme Rules used to be great when they first started the ECW brand, and
Yeah.
then just did countless of hardcore matches. But at this point, each year it's gotten more and more watered down. I think this year's Extreme Rules is a little bit better than last year's, but still it's crap. So who fucking cares? Get rid of it. Anyway, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, we'll probably introduce you to WWE Tag Team Champions of the World. You know the rest, right?
Continue, go.
I'm pretty sure he's done. I think John just realized how embarrassing he just made himself seem, so he just wants to quietly walk away.
Well, I'm not embarrassed to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you very much for watching Random Wrestling Talk, the #1 show on Tuesday nights. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments and opinions down below. It was great talking to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the show. Whoever watched it, great. Whoever didn't, you're missing out on some good shit. So go ahead and watch it, you dumb bastards. Anyway, at this time, hit that subscribe button. Have a great night, guys. Bye.